what is the key to the Niners beating Seattle, which is not going to happen? Although it might. Chrissy, what do you think?
Well, I mean, Nick Mullins isn't on the field, so I think that's one of the keys. Mike McGlinchey needs to protect the quarterback, and he needs to pretend that it's his mom out there. And, you know, we need to have an offensive line that actually wants to be out there and wants to protect what they've got going on. I think that's one of the keys. I also think shutting down somebody like DK Metcalf, because that guy is a monster. The defense needs to step up like they have been the last couple weeks, and I don't think that's unheard of, because I think that they're going to want to play really hard in case, you know, Robert Saleh, it might be his last game with the 49ers. You never know. So I do think that as long as the D can play really well and they can shut down Russell Wilson, maybe make him look like Nick Mullins with some interceptions, then I think we might be able to squeak by, but I don't think it's going to be by much.
I think if they do win, it would be because Jeff Wilson Jr. has a similar game to last week, as well as the interior pass rush has a good game. The Rams sacked Seattle 5 times last week. 3 of them were from defensive tackles, and then 2 from Leonard Floyd on the edge. So Kerry Hyder on the edge and Eric Armstead on the inside can have games that, or if Armstead can play better than he has all year, that'd be huge. So I think that would be the way they would win. I'm not saying they do win, but that would be the way.
If this were around the horn, I would have gave you 3 points for that answer because you came prepared with stats. See, Maverick would be winning these shows if we were keeping score, but we're not. So sorry, Maverick. You get no points for that. It was a good answer.
I would say the time of the possession. You got to keep Russell Wilson on this. I almost said Russell Westbrook. You got to keep Wilson on the sideline there. You
got to keep Westbrook on the sideline too. You don't want Westbrook on the field.
Triple double.
He's a two-way threat.
You got to play that way because C.J. Beathard's not going to outduel Russell Wilson if Wilson has those opportunities to put up points.
Hater.
This
what has C.J. done to you?
He's made me watch him for 60 minutes. But he's not going to overcome that. The 49ers defense, it's going to be really hard to hold Russell Wilson all game long. They shut him out basically 2 halves last season, in the first half of the first game and then in the first half of the second game. They could possibly do it again because the defense is still top 5, but to say they're going to do it all 4 quarters with the lack of pass rush, no Nick Bosa, no Dee Ford, it's just basically you're looking at 20 points given up by the defense this game minimum. So you need to have Russell Wilson on that sideline as much as possible.
I hear it. Okay, Kev, what do you think?
Well, let me tell you should not have asked this question because here's the answer you're going to get, and I'm going to get points for this one. If we're going to beat the Seahawks, here's what's going to happen. Future and Sierra are going to get in a fight. Russell Wilson has to stay home and cook French toast for the kids, and they run the backup quarterback. That's the only way we're going to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Mullins has beaten Russell Wilson. Maybe C.J. Beathard could, but no, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I mean, okay, so what would have to happen is the Niners would first have to have an answer for DK Metcalf, which they didn't have last game. Maybe they will. Maybe little Jason Verrett, 5'9", all of him is going to go up against 6'3" DK Metcalf and shut him down, possibly. But even if they did that, I mean, I don't expect Jeff Wilson Jr. to have a great game. I mean, Seattle's defense actually has been pretty good the last month since they got Carlos Dunlap and Jamal Adams been playing well. So I think CJ is going to have like a real good game. He's going to have to drop back and make plays, and that's never going to happen. So he needs to do is just keep 2 hands on the ball when he gets sacked. Just don't fumble. You know, if they can shut down DK Metcalf and CJ can limit his fumbles to 1, maybe the Niners can win. But I don't think they're going to win that game. I don't think they're going to win it. Sorry. And you know what? Do they even want to win it? I mean, a lot of these players, sure, they'd like to win a game, but they definitely don't want to have surgery and spend the whole offseason rehabbing because of the injury they got in a game that didn't matter. And then Shanahan, yeah, he wants to win, but he also wants a quarterback. How good is his game plan? I'm curious to see if this is going to be the closest we see to NFL tanking.
Hey, Grant, do you think that Brandon Ayuk is even injured? Or are they just shelving him?
I don't know. It seems like everyone's getting shelved right now except for George Kittle.
Yeah.
God forbid something happens to George Kittle in this game. Because I will give such an I told you so to Kyle Shanahan if that happens.
We'll wrap the caution tape around you.